Welcome to Development with Mark Monster, Episode 1. Introduction to Azure Functions. I am Mark Monster and today I want to introduce you to Azure Functions. We will even create our first Azure function. So what are Azure Functions? Azure Functions are events and code. So if something occurs, so an event occurs, some code will be executed. You can run different languages like C#, JavaScript, Python, PowerShell and even Bash is one of the options. To be more concrete, one of the examples I can give you, let's say we have a timer. Every hour of the day I want to run a certain task. So the event is a timer and the logic that you want to create is the code. So you're just hooking up an event to run the code. And different kind of event is a certain message is put into a message queue and you want to run code. So order message is put into a queue, you want to do some validation. So that's the logic, that's what you put in your function. Or a little bit different, let's say we have some small web API kind of task. When HTTP request is made, we want to respond in a certain way. It's called a webhook. So the event is a request is made and the code that's executed is inside the function. With this kind of logic we can build it in different ways already. We can build it in an Azure virtual machine, or maybe a scheduled task or a Windows service. We can run it inside of Azure Cloud Services, but we can also do something in Azure Web Apps with a custom ASP.NET API, or we use Azure Web Jobs. But Azure Functions is a little bit different. It has a simplified programming model. We don't have to create all the application infrastructure to support timers. For example, for a webhook you need to have some kind of web server, being IIS or something different. For a timer we need to have maybe a scheduled task and even to have code running because an event occurs in a message queue. We have different kind of cases. These events are called triggers and it's just something you can configure in an Azure function. And the actual code that you are writing as business code is the logic inside the Azure function. So you're not writing any application infrastructure to support these kind of events. And also the pricing model is a little bit different, where in most of the situations you have to pay at least for one server. One of the pricing options of Azure Functions is a pay-as-you-go model, where if the code isn't running, you don't have to pay at all. This gives us the next step, maybe. This gives us the next step. An introduction to serverless architecture. Microsoft explains that Azure Functions is kind of a serverless architecture. We don't have to maintain servers, and everything is based on the fact that you have platform as a service, so you're only using platform as a service services to connect from as an event, but also as the output from Azure Functions. You just focus on running code. You don't have to worry where the code runs. Things like scaling are just happening without having to worry about it. So let's now start our first Azure function via the Azure portal. So we start by going to the Azure portal. And we want to add a new service. I currently am in a resource group, but you can do it directly from here as well. So we say, okay, we want something new. And we want an Azure function. So we choose a function app. And let's create the function. Let's give it a meaningful name. Development with Mark Monster. And I want to put it in an existing resource group. And here you can choose the hosting plan. You either put it on an existing app service plan, or you will choose for a consumption plan. That's actually the pay-as-you-go model that I was talking about. I'm going to choose for the location West Europe because that's nearest to me. You can now choose a storage account. Most of the time I give it a more meaningful name than the random generated name. Let's remove the dash. Okay. And then we hit create. Now the Azure portal will create the function app, which takes a little bit of time. So after a little bit of time, you will see that the app services is available, and here we see the function app that we created. So your experience when you have no functions added yet to the function app will be this getting started quickly with pre-made function. So let's start with this pre-made function template, creating a timer, and let's choose C#. And we choose create. And now you will see that we have a kind of Visual Studio experience inside the browser. You see the amount of code is very limited. It's a static void run with a timer object and a log. And the log we can use to actually write to a log screen. So let's save this for now. If we look at a few files, we will see there are more files. It's not only the run.csx, but there is also a function.json. If we look at the function.json, we see a binding called myTimer. That's actually called the type timer trigger. It's an input binding, and you see here the schedule. This is a cron format schedule. And if you look closely, you see that it will be running every 5 minutes. I actually want to run it every minute, so I change this a bit. And let's see what's actually happening. At the bottom you see here a log window, and you see here the function started. And the C# timer trigger function executed. This is actually the same as the log message that we put in the run.csx. And if we wait a little bit longer, you will see that it will be executed another time within the next minute. And this is actually what is happening. You see, it's happening, it's running every minute. So if we now change something, hello world from a timer, we will see that it will be compiled and it will be running as well. So there is no actually compile step, a build step or publishing, you're just editing inside the browser hitting save, and it will be running with this new code for the next time it's executing. Now we wait a bit for the next execution. And in a couple of seconds we will see the hello world from the timer message, and we see it here. So this is just timer trigger. We didn't have to do much. There's not much logic in this function yet, but this is just a template. You can put any logic in here. Let's try a different kind of function. And so we add a new function. And we can choose a different set of languages, as I said before. You can choose F#, C#, JavaScript, Python. There's a lot of different things. And if you choose, for example, for C#, you see different kind of templates that you can use immediately. It's not limited to this set of templates, but this is easy to give you a quick start. So let's, for example, create an HTTP trigger. So the trigger is an HTTP request, and we can handle it. So choose this, give it a name that is mentioning authorization that will be by a function. Choose for create. Okay, the amount of code is a little bit more than in the previous example. We have an incoming HTTP request message. Again, we have the trace writer to log any messages to the log. And we have a kind of output, an HTTP response message. So again, we start with a log, and at this moment it's trying to get a value out of the HTTP request named name. And if there is no name, you will get a bad request with a message, please pass a name on the query string or in the request body. If it's working correctly, it will be okay, hello plus name. At the top you see a function URL. This function URL consists of the URL, but also the right part, that's the authorization code. We will come to the authorization code in a later stage. Let's first go to Postman to see if this is actually working. So in Postman we paste the URL and we try to send the request. And as we expected, we are getting a status 400 bad request. And please pass a name, because we didn't pass a name yet. So I'm going to pass a name, and the name will be Mark. Then we execute the request again, and it will say hello Mark. This was the easy demo for just an HTTP trigger. Thank you for watching this episode of Development with Mark. Let me know if you liked this episode by pressing the thumbs up.